Good morning, David. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Congratulations on this series. I think that people are really chomping at the bit for this one because, let's just face it, that movie, Snowpiercer, was so popular. I mean, Bong Joon-ho just gave us such a brilliant film. And then, of course, it gives us Parasite. I don't know how he keeps topping himself, but I wanted to know when you decided to take on the role, had you seen the film and did you feel any pressure?
I hadn't seen the film until I read like a very early draft of the pilot script, and then I went and watched the film and loved it, but did not feel pressure. It's a different story, and it gets to do a thing that the film couldn't do because of the nature of film, because of the constrained time, and that we get to sort of spend time understanding the mechanisms of this train, and spend time in every class. We don't just have to run from one end of the train to the other. So it felt like one of the reasons I said yes was because it felt like it could. I was able to still be a fan of the film, but create something different.
Yeah, and also it's a very different character from what we've seen you play in the past. Did you find any challenges with that, or it must have been such a joy to be able to play something like this, just the challenge of it?
Yeah, I always try to do things I haven't done before, and this was a lot of things I hadn't done before. So yeah, I definitely loved the challenge. It was definitely a learning experience, and I had great people around me. Great directors. James Haas, our first season director. Jennifer Connelly, obviously, is no slouch.
No, no,
Learned
not shabby at all.
learned a
I was going
lot
to
from
say you
her.
had a really good cast, really good
Yeah,
cast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, wow. How many train cars were on this set? I can't even imagine.
Um, up to I think like 15 at any given time. But as soon as we were done with one, they would tear it down and build another one. So it was the set was also an ongoing production construction site that spanned four sound stages. I mean, it was a massive undertaking.
Wow, that's incredible. Oh man, I don't even know how you guys were able to wrap your mind around something like that. Do you think
Yeah.
that, this show, given the what it's about, I mean, kind of this like this apocalyptic thing, it's kind of an interesting time that we're getting this series, given what we're all going through right now.
Yeah, I think the thing that stands out most for me in these times that's different from all of the ways that the show resonated before we were sort of locked down is this the thing that everybody shares on the show is this great sense of loss for the world that used to be. It takes place 7 years after an ice age has set in, and so everyone remembers the world but can't participate in it, and that is now entering a new world, and that feels very familiar. That feels very it's a common feeling right now, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. David, I have to say, I am such a huge fan of yours. I was privileged enough to see you on Broadway in Hamilton 2 weeks before the entire original cast left. So I
Oh,
will cherish that moment for my entire life. I will never forget it. And I almost lost my. I'm not going to say the word. My belief. This when John Krasinski got you guys all back together to do that reunion. I think I've watched it 50 times.
uh-huh.
And now this week, the announcement that Disney Plus is going to be giving us the original, the movie. That there's no question in my mind, my friend, that show changed your life forever.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, um, there's no way I would be here. You would not be talking to me, um, had I not done that show. So.
It's mind-boggling. Like, do you kind of just like does it shock you how it has impacted the world and how we all just love this show? I've seen it a couple times already. I got to see it here in Toronto too, just recently before the pandemic, and it really is a gift from Lin Manuel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, inside of a thing, you're just making the thing. And so I love that it means so much to so many people. But it is, my experience of it is the same as pretty much every experience I had had up to that point, which is I was making art with my friends, and so that was what that was, and that is what I continue to do.
Well, we have a lot to look forward to from you. I got to speak to you the other day about Central Park, which is hilarious. Your character Helen is a gas, and you've got the Blind Spotting TV show, and then we're going to hear some music that you've created for Soul for Pixar. I honestly, David, how do you keep it all together?
Just have someone on my team send me a text every day about what I need to do today. But no, I'm very fortunate, and I'm getting to play in a lot of different worlds, and trying to take as much advantage of it as I can while it lasts. You know, these moments don't tend to last forever, so I'm just trying to enjoy it while I can.
Well, we enjoy seeing you. Thank you for everything that you've given us. We look forward to Snowpiercer. I cannot wait to dig in. And just thank you so much for your time. Such a huge pleasure to talk to you today. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you. I appreciate it.